good as this later on. Gazzola. Now Bernardeschi.
It's probably fair to say that if Kalinic was playing for Sassuolo, the scoreline would be completely opposite.
Just that bit of finishing ability, just to qualify that a bit. The Kalinic of today was playing for Sassuolo, definitely, but he just frustrates you. You see him have full-back games,
Just lacks consistency, doesn't he?
Forward by a Story. Yeah, no reason at all. He just worked hard to find that consistency, got a bit of luck, I've always felt. There's no reason why he couldn't come close to being Capo Canoniere. You know, he's got the goals in him, and he's playing for a good enough club. Might have their issues, but they create enough chances.
They'll always create chances with Bernardeschi, and Ilicic certainly playing in behind him.
Kalinic up to 8 goals for the season, which means he's well on course to beat last season's total at least. He's on course for another hat-trick here. 2 goals to give Fiorentina a fairly comfortable lead, but don't be too sure about it just yet, because Sassuolo have arguably been the better side.
Sassuolo have been the better side up to the penalty box, and then in the penalty box, Kalinic has been brilliant.
He's had so much to contend with, Di Francesco, this season. That loss at Samp when they were 2-0 up with 7 minutes to go and lost 3-2. He was almost speechless after that. And this is another example, not as dramatic as that, of them shooting themselves in the foot, really. Closing 30 seconds. Laviola in front, 2 goals from Nikola Kalinic. Here's Ilicic. And there, from Michael Fabri, is the half-time whistle, and that was most enjoyable. Paulo Sousa applauding as his team heads for a victory here. Unbeaten at home, but they don't win enough games. Nikola Kalinic has come to the party today with 2 goals. Di Francesco will be so frustrated by this. We will have highlights to come in the second half live. But half-time here, Fiorentina 2, Sassuolo 0.
This programme is sponsored by Bet365.
They're back. Terrific piece of bowling, superb.
Australia.
What a competition.
Versus Pakistan.
He's got one. And bowls it. There it is.
Welcome to the new home of Australian cricket. We're in for a real treat.
Big night, eh?
Big day. See, the boss is going to dump a mountain of work on my desk, expected sorted within an hour, before I race to a meeting, do a massive presentation, rush back to work, plough through the sales reports, covering for Jonesy as usual, then dinner with the in-laws.
Big days start with Barocca.
By playing the National Lottery, you you've supported over 500,000 amazing projects that have helped transform the nation. So to every one of you, we'd like to say thank you.
Try the McDonald's Christmas menu, including the festive cheese feast and the spicy chicken winter melt. Christmas is here.
Carphone Warehouse have amazing smartphones in exclusive colours for everyone, like the rose gold Sony Xperia XA, rose gold Huawei P9 Lite and gold Alcatel Shine Lite, all for under £15 a month with a pair of Beats EP headphones. Come on, get one now. Carphone Warehouse, we compare, you save.
Watchshop.com. Discover stunning jewellery from Michael Kors, Emporio Armani, Links of London, Thomas Sabo, and many more. Designer brand jewellery now at watchshop.com.
This is what happens when you've got a kid who does not listen and adds more bubbles to her jacuzzi tub. And look at this. Look at this.
What's this? What's this? There's color everywhere. What's this?
With Argos Fast Track, get same-day delivery. Buy online today, delivered to you today. Just can't wait for Christmas. Go Argos.
Syrian children and their families have been forced to flee conflict in search of safety. These children have been through so much. Many have made terrifying journeys, been hurt and seen family killed. They fled their homes with nothing, and now winter is here. These children face freezing temperatures with no way of keeping warm. Cold and frightened, without shelter and blankets, these children will struggle to survive. Yet just £3 a month could help buy a thermal blanket and other life-saving supplies. Please, text BLANKET to 70002 to give £3 a month. UNICEF is on the ground distributing blankets and supplying clean water and medicines. Yet more children urgently need our help. So please, text BLANKET to 70002 to give £3 a month. And help make sure no child is forgotten this winter.
Whatever your sport, get closer to the action with Betfair. Bet on our biggest ever range of in-play markets. Betfair, the creators of in-play betting.
This programme is sponsored by Bet365.
So Fiorentina lead by 2-0 against Sassuolo, but that doesn't really tell the story of the game at all here at the Artemio Franchi. We'll have a look at the highlights in just a moment's time, but first, let's let you know what's coming up. Tomorrow at 7 p.m, Everton Arsenal, BT Sport 1 and 1 HD, and Wednesday it's a real weekend of Premier League action. Crystal Palace, Manchester United, Wednesday 7:15. BT Sport score as we move into the weekend. Saturday 2:30 p.m. on 1 and 1 HD. West Brom, Manchester United is our Saturday offering from the Premier League on 1 and 1 HD. And Premier League tonight, Saturday 8 p.m. on 1 and 1 HD. So let's take a look back at the highlights of the first half. Fiorentina might lead by 2 goals to 0, and they might have had early pressure, but Sassuolo a bit unfortunate. Early Ilicic free kick just wide, Chris.
It was an excellent free kick, great technique, got good pace on it, got it over the wall, but just didn't quite get the direction right.
And then the goal, lovely finish by Kalinic, worth watching again and again.
Yeah, the Sassuolo defence are static, coming out, appealing for offside, but Kalinic times his run perfectly. There were 2 Fiorentina players offside. Such a difficult technique as that's coming over his right shoulder to control it and then to lift it over the goalkeeper into the far post, and that is a sensational finish.
It's a round of applause from the old maestro himself. Great piece of work there from Ragusa to charge it down, and Defrel goes close here.
Yeah, it's good skill, wasn't it, from Defrel? Just good composure in the box, works it onto his right foot. You see, takes it on there, takes it on, takes Astori on, cuts onto his right foot, tries to bend it into the far corner.
And then the mistake by Tatarusanu, but at least he made up for it.
Well,
Defrel standing it up, Acerbi's header.
Yeah, he certainly did make up for it. This is a brilliant save, and not the first brilliant save that he'd make in this half either. Ricci there with a little going for the spectacular, but the save from Acerbi's header is brilliant. You see, he comes to the first cross, doesn't get there. Defrel just lifts it to the far post. Acerbi must think he scored. It's a brilliant header made by a brilliant save.
And then goal number 2, another spectacular finish.
Beautifully improvised finish once again from Nikola Kalinic. Chiesa does well, just gets past his defender, cuts it back, but beautiful finish, little backheel finish through the legs of Cannavaro. Concili gets the slightest of touches but can't keep it out.
So 2 high quality finishes separate them, and Tatarusanu with an excellent save here to deny Federico Ricci.
Really good hit from Mazzola originally. Balls for Ricci, must think he's going to score, but how quickly was Tatarusanu off his line, made himself big, spread himself, gave him nothing to shoot at, and Ricci hits it, but it's a brilliant save from the Romanian goalkeeper.
So there's the story of the half. Sassuolo need to find a fight back here. They played well enough to do that. I don't think this one's over. The second half is coming up live very, very shortly, but half-time, Fiorentina 2, Sassuolo 0. We'll see in a moment.
This programme is sponsored by Bet365.
The perfect gift this Christmas. A must-see for every Beatles fan. 5 stars. The Beatles, 8 days a week. Own it now.
Tonight's the night.
Pleasure is très serious.
I can't see clearly as the race begun. Most of the greens obstructed, that's in my way. I think there's a fight somewhere down there.
Just because your view's restricted, it doesn't mean your winnings should be. With the new and exclusive Cash Card Plus from Paddy Power, you get instant access to your winnings anywhere. That's the spirit, cheesy, restricted view fan. Paddy Power, you beauty.
Decadence and the new Divine Decadence, fragrances for women by Marc Jacobs.
We boarded the Avalon, headed to a new world, but everything changed.
There's a reason we woke up early.
Hi, how can I help? exactly Lapland, is it?
Carphone Warehouse are proper thoughtful. They compare loads of deals to get you the bestest possible one. Whether you change to a new network or stick with your existing one. Because everyone can get a great deal at Carphone.
Oh? Yep, that's come down too early.
That's not supposed to come over my face though, is it? Carphone Warehouse. They compare, you save. That's more like it!
Jägermeister, a creation of 56 roots, herbs and spices.
I'm here in a Syrian refugee camp where children and their families have had to flee in search of safety. Many have made terrifying journeys, been hurt and seen family killed. They left their homes with nothing, and now winter is here. These children are going to face freezing temperatures with no way of keeping warm. Cold and frightened, without shelter and blankets, these children will struggle to survive. Yet just £3 a month could help buy thermal blankets and other life-saving supplies. Please, text BLANKET to 70002 to give £3 a month. UNICEF is on the ground distributing blankets and supplying clean water and medicines. Yet more children urgently need our help. So please, text BLANKET to 70002 to give £3 a month and help make sure no child is forgotten this winter.
Engaging conversations and a shot at finding the one. That's why I'm on Elite Singles.
EliteSingles.co.uk for single professionals.
We must go find Father Ferreira.
The moment you set foot in that country, you step into high danger.
From Academy Award winner Martin Scorsese comes a film critics are calling absolutely staggering. Andrew Garfield, Adam Driver, and Liam Neeson.
I pray, but I'm lost. Am I just praying to silence?
In cinemas New Year's Day.
The big occasion in front of the TV cameras.
This is one of Christmas's big tickets. You simply can't keep the best quiet. An atmosphere to get pulses racing.
It's a proper match, this. Stand by for a little bit of a show. Christmas shopping or this? I think we made the right choice.
This programme is sponsored by Bet365.
Welcome back to the Artemio Franchi, where Fiorentina leads Sassuolo by 2 goals to nil. Both scored really, really astutely and cleverly and brilliantly by Nikola Kalinic. Here they are, cushioned technique, number 1, and cheeky and technique, number 2. Bernardeschi has done his thing, not maybe as much as he normally does, but he's influenced the games. The Action Woman of the Year Awards tonight from 7:30 p.m. on BT Sport 1 and 1 HD, celebrating the most spectacular sporting performances by British women over the past year. Join Claire Balding for that from 7:30. Unless it's 4-4 here, in which case you can leave it 15 minutes. News as well from that big UEFA ceremony today. Cristiano Ronaldo was Ballon d'Or for 2016. Would you have given it him? Cards on the table, I'd have given it Griezmann, but...
No, I think Ronaldo. I do think Ronaldo should have won it this year, yeah.
I'll bore you for a long time about how they've ruined that award, but there you go, I won't. We've got a Ballon d'Or brother here, haven't we, on the pitch in Paolo Cannavaro?
Not enough defenders win it, absolutely. He's the one defender, certainly in the last few years anyway.
Yeah, not too many defenders have won it, have they? Matthias Zammer was Ballon d'Or, but you could call him a central midfielder. Beckenbauer, but not too many. We'll save that debate for a 0-0 at Crotone in April. On a Saturday afternoon. Have a good go at it then, but this is too good a game. But anyway, Cristiano Ronaldo is Ballon d'Or. A little bit more gold for the collection. Here's Ricci. Now Acerbi. Forward by Ilicic. Fiorentina trying to finish this off. It's Chiesa. Well, he scored his first Fiorentina goal in that Europa League game from about half a yard, but it's still a goal. And he's looking for a first Serie A goal. I think Di Francesco a bit concerned about his centre-half giving it away there.
Yeah, not happy, was he? And Chiesa couldn't quite work the shot, couldn't get the angle to work it on target. Kalinic was waiting once again in and around that 6-yard box, had he dragged it across goal.
Here's Cannavaro. It's a lovely turn from Ricci. Can't quite pick out Gregoire Defrel. Forward comes Peluso. There's Kalinic for Ilicic. Going to try and play his way out of trouble. And of course he waits for the tiniest touch and wins the free kick.
Well, I think he's won that free kick, hasn't he? He's certainly looking for it, wasn't he? He knew he was in trouble there as he was pressed.
Here's Paolo Cannavaro. I urge you, by the way, to have a look at his Instagram account and the video of Gregoire Defrel turning up for the Sassuolo team photo last week. There was an email to say turn up in your club suits, and of course they're incredibly smart, being designery Italian club suits, and they're all there lined up on the bench with their suits, and Defrel turns up in his kit, and Cannavaro has it all on video. Showed a really good team spirit. They're all laughing and it's fun, and I think Defrel went and got the gear in the end.
You all need a joker. I'm sure he did it on purpose.
I think when you see the video, I'm not sure he did. What you want to happen next year is for them to tell him it's in the kit, and he turns up in a suit, and they've all got the kit on. Switch it round. That would be the genius. Maybe if they did less of that and concentrated on football, they wouldn't be as low down in the table as they are. There's Cannavaro with the header.
I think they played really well this evening. They certainly concentrated on football tonight. They've just been a little bit unfortunate in both penalty boxes.
Yeah, that 3-0 win against Empoli last time ended a 9-game winless run, 4 draws and 5 defeats. Of course, they've gone out of Europe, which will end up being a blessing, I think.
Without a doubt, they've got quite a small squad, haven't they? They've got injuries at the moment. Unfortunately for Eusebio Di Francesco, they got injuries to 3 of the big signings that they made in the summer.
And then there's Berardi as well, who sort of losing it a bit anyway, but they could do with his goals, couldn't they? He and Defrel together, you'd feel, would be a real threat.
You throw in Alfred Duncan in there as well with that energy in the midfield area. Politano. With those 3 or 4 players on the pitch, this could be a completely different game.
And then you throw in Misiroli as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
They're missing today.
Yeah. But obviously, over a season, it's all about your squad depth, isn't it? I mean, it's very tight, wasn't it, that one? Certainly Gonzalo Rodriguez probably thought that Defrel was onside the way he dragged him back.
Chance to play it in now, and it's actually very well defended by Gonzalo Rodriguez.
It was a beautiful move once again from Sassuolo. They moved the ball so well, one touch. Paolo Cannavaro again there, just bundled into the back of Nikola Kalinic and giving away a poor free kick when Fiorentina are under pressure.
Yeah, far from the finished article, and he knows it, but as we pointed out before kickoff, win these two games in hand this week, this one and then Genoa, and they'll be right up just in behind Napoli.
There's certainly two winnable games, aren't they? And then obviously halfway there this evening, but they're going to have to do a lot better defensively if they're going to get in and around those Champions League places as the season goes on. They've been really poor and they're giving away far too many opportunities tonight.
Obviously Tomovic is out, as we saw up in the stands. He makes a difference. Again, they make some strange decisions. Now Acerbi. Must be slightly distressing for you, Chris, as a former defender. Normally sit and watch a Serie A masterclass, but this has been a long way from that from both teams.
The last couple of seasons, there've just been goals galore in Serie A. Certainly defending seems to have gone out of fashion.
Well, it makes everything more entertaining and it makes the league more popular. Here goes from Peluso. As well as those 6 meetings in Serie A since Sassuolo's promotion, they did meet twice in 03-04 in Cedue, way down the leagues when it was Florentia Viola, that new club, won 1-0 away at Sassuolo and then drew on the final day, and that started the promotion party. And then you might remember they leapfrogged. It was all very strange. They leapfrogged Serie C1 and went straight into Serie B. They were sort of awarded for sporting achievement, and there were all sorts of suspensions that year because of match fixing. It was really hard to deny them in many ways. Such a romantic club, and what had happened to them was, albeit people's fault, it was a shame if you're a football fan, so it was great to have them back. Behind for a goal kick.
Couldn't quite bring it under control there, Stefano, since he's made some really good runs forward actually this evening, getting in beyond De Frel, the centre forward, but just a touch from Salcedo did enough to put him off.
Wouldn't be surprised if we saw another of the young Roman players, Luca Mazzatelli, at some point. Wouldn't be that surprised if we saw Matri, someone like Adjapong. Got a few who could come and at least change it a bit. What Sassuolo don't want is for this to just get into a pattern of Fiorentina dominance, because then they probably have had it.
It's been a bit of a lull to the game, hasn't it, at the beginning of the second half, and Sassuolo need to raise the tempo if they're going to get back into this game and play at that intensity that they did in the first half.
Yeah, because the lull suits Fiorentina.
Absolutely, they're just cruising through the game at the moment. There's nothing in it. The onus now is on Sassuolo to take the game to Fiorentina to get themselves back into it.
Away by Gazzola. Oh, what about that for a leap and a header from Gonzalo Rodriguez, and it might turn into something for Kalinic, but he was offside.
See there, just as it's helped round the corner, just a little bit lazy there, needs to get himself back in a little bit quicker. Just eased out of it by Cannavaro anyway, and Acerbi was cleaning up.
You might have wondered, by the way, where Kuma Babakar is. He's not even on the bench tonight after a what can you call it, a frustrating performance in the Europa League. He complained about being cold, and that's why he didn't try to see what Kalinic can do. He tees it up for Bernardeschi. Sassuolo just about on the stretch, are able to defend. Good refereeing, not buying that from Bardel at all.
Tried to buy the free kick and just threw himself to the ground, but Bardel realised he wasn't going to get onto the ball. Trying to win the free kick. Should be a yellow card for me, that.
Rarely given outside the area, though, are they? Yeah, back to Kuma Babakar quickly. I know you watched him, Chris, and thought he was awful. Complained afterwards about being cold. Well, he was cold. He's got the flu now.
Right.
So maybe it sort of justifies his performance on Thursday a bit.
Perhaps it was oncoming. He didn't look interested in the game. He looked as though he was just struggling for any energy to run around. And it was only -2, so it certainly wasn't particularly cold on the evening, but obviously got the flu now.
I think we'll let him off. He talks so fondly of this place as well. The Fiorentina family really made him at home as a young man. Youngest foreign player to score in Serie A.
He's a real handful, isn't he? A mountain of a man.
I think he's still got enough in the bank, popularity-wise, to be okay. So is he. Luckily for him, Di Francesco.
I think the fact that he's got those players injured, you know, these big players and the big signings injured, will buy him some more time, really, from the hierarchy at the club.
Also that decision that I mentioned before to replace him with Alberto Malassani and then to ask him back, and then they had their great season, finished 6th in the end. They won't want to make that decision lightly again. Another heavy challenge from Kalinic.
Second in quick succession, wasn't it? Magnanelli this time.
There's Mauro Zarate watching on. It's really good to see him back and available. Had an awful time with his wife's illness. And he tweeted something the other day. Just said, waiting for my chance, ... I know he can be frustrating. Played only 96 minutes this season, but he is a talent, and he does make life different. And he's had a really awful time in his personal life, so we wish him well.
Really awkward fall there. I think it's
Cazzoli had the right back.
Yeah. Awkward fall, just went over the top as he went up for the header over the top of Maxi Oliveira, landed awkwardly.
You'll know how much that hurts. I'm sure you've been in that situation. Yellow card as well for Maxi Oliveira for making a back.
I'm not sure it was a yellow card offence. It certainly felt awkward. I don't think you can give a yellow card for that, but he's probably just going to be winded. I think it winds you more than anything. I'm sure he'll be all right in the long term. It's just how long it takes him to recover his breath and recover his composure.
He's the hero. 2 goals for Nikola Kalinic. See them again.
I actually think the first finish is better than the second one, believe it or not. The way that he controls that as it comes over his shoulder, could easily have lashed it and got it over the bar or mishit it into the keeper's hands, and then this one is just pure improvisation.
That's why they get the big bucks. Malos is thinking of a change. Di Francesco might have to make one. Looks like lower back rather than winded at the moment. Still stiff.
Well, he's up and walking, which is good.
There it is again. Right arm as well, Chris.
The right arm almost breaks the fall, doesn't it, before his back gets there, and it's just whether it landed underneath him, the right arm.
Look, he's still down there. You can see they've got him down by the touchline. Sassuolo momentarily down to 10, and I think Pellegrini was looking there at Di Francesco and saying, what are we going to do? Doesn't look good, does it? Half an hour left. Defrel was having his shirt tugged, but he's done really well to pick the pass. 10 men very nearly doing better than the 11 there. Sensi. There's Peluso. Felt he was being fouled.
Just experienced defending from Salcedo, just held his ground. Peluso couldn't get round him. Going to be a substitution.
Yeah, Gazzola not able to carry on at right back. It's the Spaniard Paul Lirola. Depending how things go, he might not be a Sassuolo player for much longer. He's on loan, a 2-year loan from Juve, and because of their defensive crisis with injuries to Bonucci, Barzagli, Dani Alves, and a couple more are probably forgotten. They might call him back just for numbers.
I think it'd be a pity because in the long term he's going to get much more out of being on loan here at Sassuolo and playing for the 2 seasons that he's going to be here for.
There he is, first touch for him. Remarkable, those stories that Barzagli might be back for the Roma game next week, having dislocated his shoulder. We're expecting sort of late January, early February. It's been back in training and everything. Amazing these days, the sort of injuries that would have kept players in the 80s out for 4 months or so get healed quicker and quicker with all the technology.
I think it depends on how bad it is, whether you need surgery. If you don't need a massive amount of surgery, you know how bad the surgery was, whether there's ligament damage in and around it, you can recover quickly. I popped my shoulder out and it went back in again, fortunately for me, and I was back playing about 10 days later. So it can happen, and some people obviously recover quicker than others.
Bet it hurt though.
It's painful at the time, yeah.
Here's Bernardeschi. Instantly surrounded. That's what happens when you've had the run he's had recently. Now Paul Lirola. Sassuolo have to score the next goal in the game. And just try and change the tide here.
They haven't really looked like scoring in the second half. They haven't been as effective going forward as they were in the first, and Fiorentina aren't making the individual mistakes in the first half.
Yeah, they look a bit more solid. I think the Rai attack might have been read a bit by Paulo Sousa.
Certainly not taking chances at the back now.
It's a good touch from Chiesa. Good advantage too from the referee. Here goes Ilicic, trying to go all the way. And look at Kalinic. I'm on a hat-trick. I'm free inside the area. He's gone back. He's done well there. He's gone back and booked Peluso. But Kalinic is giving Ilicic a long look there.
Could easily have cut it back to him as well, but it's a poor challenge from Peluso on the touchline. Just late in on Federico Chiesa, just left him on the floor. You see, Chiesa just knocks it around the corner, and it's a poor challenge. Ilicic runs on, 1v1 with the defender, fancies chances, but good defending from Acerbi.
In from Ilicic. Way by Magnanelli.
Strong header at the near post, wasn't it? Felt that he was caught a little bit late and wanted the free kick.
Gonzalo forward for that corner. He's had a great goal-scoring record from centre-half in Serie A, but nothing yet this season.
He attacks the ball well, doesn't he, from set pieces. You know, he's aggressive. gets himself into good areas.
21 goals in the last 4 seasons from centre-half in Serie A. Not bad, you know. Missed kick from Chiesa, but he got lucky.
I seem to remember Steve Bruce scoring 20-odd goals in a season once at Manchester United from centre-back.
Again, frustration for Magnanelli. Vecino went down.
See Magnanelli there just desperate to try and win the ball back and get Sassuolo on the attack. It's just not happening for them in this second half.
Pietro Iamello is going to come on here. And it is Sensi. He's sort of started well, didn't he? Did 1 or 2 good things, and he's faded out of the game a little.
They haven't had the ball as much in the second half and haven't been able to get him into the game. They're going for it now with 2 up front. Iamello alongside De Frel at the top of the pitch.
And they might as well.
Why not? What have they got to lose?
Here is De Frel. Clearly caught there.
Story, yeah, wasn't it? Just tracking De Frel's run across the pitch. Good skill from De Frel, just cuts back on his left foot, and Astori just takes his legs from underneath him. He stayed on the ground though, which is worrying for Sassuolo.
It's really clumsy.
It's good skill though from De Frel, just to take it with the outside of his left foot and change the direction of it so quickly.
Approaching the final quarter of the game here. Pellegrini to take the free kick. Cannavaro lurking at the far post. Can Sassuolo drag themselves back into this? Leaves it in the end. It's a great delivery, and it was a Cherby, and it worked perfectly, except his touch wasn't quite strong enough.
It was the run over the ball that made Fiorentina drop off, and it was Salcedo played them onside, and it was a real chance at the near post.
Well, Roma Milan is coming up after this game. Can't wait for that. As we see Christian Teo about to come on. But Roma Milan and then Genoa Fiorentina Thursday at 7, both live for you on BT Sport. Roma Milan's on this channel 2 and 2 HD, and then BT Sport 1 on Thursday. So Teo on, player on loan from Barcelona, and Ilicic, who's not had his best game today, is the player brought off. De Frel. Good athletic piece of defending.
Really agile at the near post there, wasn't he, Maxi Oliveira? Just as Poldarola looked to whip that ball into the near post area.
Approaching the final 20 minutes. Is there a way back here for Sassuolo? Ricci is just going to say he's going to get there, but lost his footing.
Unfortunate, wasn't it? It was really good skill. Chopped the defender brilliantly. Looked as though he was going to cross it in with his right foot, and then his left foot just gives way and slides underneath him. It's not happening for Sassuolo. They need something to happen very quickly. They're going to have time to get back into this game.
Here's Gonzalo. Nearly back to the first half there, weren't we, in terms of mistakes? Switched off a bit there.
Well, Teo, Badel there is looking for Christian Teo just to come and show for the ball, and He's just running the other way. He has to come and show there. He's got nothing else on, Milan Bedell. Magnanelli seems to have taken a knock.
Just what Di Francesco needs, isn't it? With Missiroli out, Magnanelli to get injured as well. And then look, they're saying straight off, it's his knee, isn't it?
It just buckles underneath him, doesn't it? It looks awkward, and there's no challenge involved, and they're always worse when there's no one near him and no one involved in it.
We will see Mazzitelli now.
It's likely to be ligaments. Can't
Look
believe
at him,
it.
yeah, exactly.
Di Francesco there shaking his head. He can't believe the luck at the moment. Everything seems to be going against them.
The list is starting to get ridiculous for them. They've shown great spirit here and no little skill. It is Mazzitelli, another of the Romans, with one substitute appearance for Roma. He was expected by quite a few to be the one who came and replaced Missiroli anyway, but he's on for the final 20 minutes or so. Yeah, and you have to feel for Magnanelli. Gets harder and harder as well the older you get. He's 32, he's the all-time record appearance maker for Sassuolo. And, they get harder to recover from when you're 32, don't they? Well, look at the break here. Sassuolo have been caught absolutely cold. What an opportunity for Christian Teo, but he couldn't take it.
Well, fantastic pace, wasn't it? And initially it was the new man, Mazzitelli, gets caught on the ball, and Teo's pace takes him away from the defenders. Tries to bend it in the far post, opens up his body really well. I don't know Thierry Henry as he used to, but can't quite get the finish that he used to get. Just wondered if he could have waited a little bit and slid it across the box where Kalinic would have had a hat-trick.
Borja Valero thought it was 3-0. He's winning the silly hat contest at the moment, by the way, but at least he's warm.
He has to wear a hat though, doesn't he, with that head? Hasn't got any hair to keep him warm.
Here's a story. Vecino. There's Lirola. Now Teo. Kalinic. Now Vecino. You said it right at the start of the half. They're cruising through this, and that's all they need to do. They don't need it to be a good game now.
They've got the 2-goal lead. They're trying to keep possession. They haven't been good at all, really, this evening, Fiorentina, but Sassuolo just have lacked that intensity in the second half and that quality to play through them.
Good take, wasn't it, by Paul Lirola? It's won his team a corner.
Beautiful take, wasn't it? Just plucked it out of the air. Max Oliveira just steps in, makes the challenge, gives away the corner.
Federico Ricci to take it. And it was awkward for Tatarusanu, and it falls kindly, and he makes another excellent save. And twice Pellegrini denied. But they do have a goal back, or do they?
I think they do, yeah.
Well, I think
was Acerbi, I think, who put it in the end.
Yeah, he's given it. I'm pretty sure he's given it.
They don't clear the corner. Tatarashanu gets in an awful mess. First shot's fired in from Pellegrini. It's a brilliant save from Tatarashanu. Some really good defending. Falls for Acerbi, and what a finish from the centre half on the half volley. Brilliant finish.
Well, there seemed to be confusion there.
I think Tatarashanu wanted a free kick, didn't he? But he came through a number of bodies, didn't get there, made a real hash of it.
It has been given to Acerbi. I think there was a little bit of nonsense when Yemelo went to try and get the ball as well. That's what caused some confusion. Nothing wrong with the goal, though.
It's going to make it a nervy last 15 minutes now for Fiorentina. They haven't defended corners. Tatarashanu's looked suspect on any crosses that have come in the box today as well.
Well, this would be a spectacular implosion if they throw this one away. Here's Vecino. Sassuolo deserved to score, though, Chris. There's no argument about that. I know it was scrappy, but they definitely deserved that.
Over the 75 minutes so far, they definitely deserved to score at least one goal, if not more.
And they're not out of this yet. They said they needed to score the next goal. They've done that. Might just have to take a risk or two, which, well, we'll see how it affects them.
There's a collision here, clash of heads.
Yeah, Kalinic and Paolo Cannavaro. Really bad one that looks, doesn't it? I know they're both moving, which is good, but they're both really shaky.
Oh, yeah, they don't see each other, do they? They're often worse when you're not expecting it. This is the goal. Tatarashanu makes a real mess of it. There's almost a handball in there. Shots fired in from Pellegrini, hits his own player. Pellegrini fires in again, brilliant block. And it falls for Acerbi. That's a great finish. I think it goes through the legs of Badel there, into the back of the net. Paulo Sousa can't quite believe it.
Well, they're both still getting treatments. We're going to have a fair amount of added on time. We've had a couple of incidents already. The Magnanelli injury as well. Well, the good news, like I said, the good news is always that they're moving.
The bad news is that Sassuolo have made all three of their substitutions.
Absolutely. Patiently, Michael Fabri waits to drop the ball here. Yeah, someone helpfully walks in front of the camera. Yeah, they are.
They're strapping up Paolo Cannavaro's head, so there might be some blood there.
Just a glancing blow, wasn't it, between them? But you could see, you could feel how much it hurt. Yeah, they're going to do the sensible thing and give it back. Well, Saturday, 7:30 p.m. on BT Sport 3 and 3 HD. We have Juve against Roma for you. Should be a fabulous game. Starting to feel Roma might have to win that. Here comes De Frel. Ricci denied. And the other game for you, Lazio, Fiorentina. Fiorentina in action again next Sunday. Are they going to go into that Genoa game on Thursday with a win? The question. Is Ricci trying to wriggle through? Acerbi, the goal scorer. Surely Peluso's going to run out of room, yeah.
Loves to get forward down that left-hand side, doesn't he, Peluso? But just at times runs down some blind alleys there when he just needs to come back out and retain possession better. But certainly that goal's reinvigorated the belief of Sassuolo that they can get back into this game.
Now Chiesa. Oh, not quite. Cannavaro did well to intercept. There's Pellegrini. Kicks out Pollirola.
Fiorentina haven't got an outball. You can see they're all so deep. They've got 11 men behind the ball when Sassuolo have possession there. They're just dropping back, trying to protect what they've got. But when they win it back, they haven't got an outball to hit. They can't get up the pitch.
They look so shaky, don't they? Fiorentina, it's not convincing at all.
They weren't convincing in Azerbaijan on Thursday night. Even though that they took the lead, Karabag came back into it, and I'll be honest, Fiorentina were fortunate to get the victory in the end.
Here's Vecino. Kalinic trying to turn inside. Quick ball forward there from Ricci. Now Bernardeschi. Can they seal it? It's Teo! Went down the narrow side and Consigli got a touch.
I'm not sure it was going on target anyway, but Christian Teo works it onto his left foot. The angle's against him, trying to squeeze in at that near post. Not sure the keeper has to make the save, but he does get the touch anyway. Can't take any chances there, Consigli. It's been disappointing overall, Christian Teo, since his loan move from Barcelona. Hasn't really scored any goals or really created too much.
He's still on a hat-trick, Kalinic. Now would be a good time to complete that as Bernardeschi swings it.
Oh. It's Chiesa, wasn't it? Just having a swing and catching on the outside of his right foot. Wild swing at it.
Though, still young and obviously got the goal. I know it was an easy one the other night, but produced the cross to Kalinic here.
He's certainly made a good contribution, hasn't he? You know, he set up one of the goals. He's very positive when he gets possession.
If you're a retro football fan, the sons of Enrico Chiesa and Giorgi Hagi, both at the same club. Yanis Hagi is on.
I really would love to see Yanis Hagi. You know, Giorgi Hagi for me was such a brilliant player. If his son's anywhere near as good, he'll be a fantastic player for Fiorentina, that's for sure.
Could be Jordi Cruyff though.
Absolutely, yeah.
Never know.
He might be better than Giorgi.
The Maradona of the Carpathians, fondly remembered.
I think that picture tells a story, doesn't it, that Paulo Sousa is very much going to try and hold on to what he's got here. Carlos Sanchez taking his top off and getting ready to come on.
Absolutely, still an Aston Villa player on loan here. Be surprised if he played for Villa again, but it's how it's technically worked, and it is have what you hold. Vecino. Kalinic looking for Chiesa. Vecino wanted it played early. Here goes Chiesa.
Has to put it across goal there, Chiesa. He works the opportunity really well to get the shot away, but he gets his head up. Kalinic is in the middle of the 6-yard box just waiting for a tap-in. Just has to pass it along the floor across the 6-yard box.
He's a talent, though.
He's got good feet, hasn't he? He really has. He's tricky when he gets in and around players, takes them on. Great confidence in his own ability.
Well, here comes Carlos Sanchez. This might be for Chiesa, actually.
I think it's Bernardeschi who's going to come on.
Yeah. Had to be one of those two, didn't it? Bernardeschi's not happy at all.
He's been quiet, though, in the second half, particularly. The crowd not too happy with that either. I have to say, I think Chiesa's been far more effective in the second half than Bernardeschi. They haven't been able to get Bernardeschi into the game. He's gone and played as the number 10 after Ilicic went off, and they haven't been able to get him on the ball.
He's a real local hero, Bernardeschi, and they do love him here.
Ragusa with the header behind, another corner.
He does look so much like his father, doesn't he, Federico Chiesa? One of those slightly scary ones. That's a well-struck volley, but well over in the end.
It's Milan Badel there, is it? Yeah. Just struck it on the edge of the box. It fell really nice to him. Just sat up perfectly to hit on the volley, but got underneath it.
Well, 3 minutes, but you know, we could have 5 or 6 added on. We should have, really. So it's not done yet for Sassuolo, who, if you've watched the whole game with us, you'll know might just deserve a 2-2 draw here. Here's Kalinic.
Will do there for W. Story.
Down holding his face is Gonzalo. He and Defrel had a coming together.
I'm not so sure there was too much contact there. I think Gonzalo Rodriguez has made an awful lot of that. Experienced defender. No, there's not an awful lot there, is he?
Absolutely not. Something for everyone here. Don't forget Roma Milan to follow. Pellegrini. Now Cannavaro. Free kick goes Sassuolo's way, and the locals don't like it.
A little unfortunate there, Vecino.
He might have been offside there, but he was able to swing in the cross, and it's held by Tatarishanu. Now they can maybe counter with the pace of Teo, but Defrel is very quick as well, and he got back well.
Fantastic work, isn't it, from Defrel, the centre forward, getting back in there, helping out his defence.
Needs to be very careful with that challenge, Teo. No flag. Surely now a chance for them to seal it.
Carlos Salcedo, wrong man in the right place, wasn't it?
5 minutes, I think that's the low range of what it should have been. Could have been more than that, but Sassuolo have got 5. Can they find a way? Ricci. Oh, De Frel so nearly got in behind.
Almost. It was a brilliant little flick from Ricci, wasn't it? A little back heel touch into the path of De Frel. Just didn't quite sit for him. Paolo Cannavaro really struggling behind the ball here for Sassuolo, but he's going to have to soldier on.
Sanchez. Four minutes remain now. Di Francesco knows they've had a chance to salvage something from the wreckage of the first half.
They haven't quite reached the heights that they did in the first half. They were the better team in the first half. Fiorentina scored with 2 breakaway goals against the run of play, really. But Fiorentina have managed the game much better in this second half.
Maxi Oliveira with the throw. And then with a header, as long as they keep it down this end of the field, they'll be fine. Here's Kalinic, able to stay on his feet, going for the hat-trick. Well, the amount of times no one's passed to him, he had the right to go for that.
He's going to get booked now as well.
He's going to get booked,
Concili taking the kick quickly. But a good booking, really, with the situation in this game. I can understand him going for goal there. You know, he's on a hat-trick. There wasn't really too many options in the penalty area.
Yeah, you've got some sympathy, haven't you? Well, we're getting to now or never time, aren't we, for Sassuolo? They've got enough quality to make you feel they'll be okay this season. Here's Ricci!
Well, it was brilliant skill, wasn't it, from Ricci to bring the ball under his spell and hit it on the volley with his left foot. He just hit it straight at Tatarusanu. I think anywhere a couple of yards to either side and he scores.
It's unlucky, isn't it, really, because the hard thing was getting the shot away and getting the trajectory right. Just couldn't get it either side of the keeper. Giving it away again, Fiorentina. Foul by Cannavaro, and he knows it.
Kalinic did well there, did really well. Just made sure he got in front of Cannavaro. Knew that Cannavaro was desperate to win the ball.
Well, we're just going to see Ivoje Milic for the final minute and a half, and that's obviously just to run the clock down. Chiesa gets a really deserved round of applause there.
Well, Milic is normally a left back, so it's going to be interesting to see where he comes on and plays. Not so sure he's ever played right wing before.
First time for everything.
I think he's going to play on the left side of midfield in front of Oliveira, and then Christian Teo's gone over to the other side.
It's only for a minute, isn't it? Isn't the cleverest free kick that? It's given the ball straight back. Run by Sanchez. There's Vecino. Here he goes. Ivoje Milic. Time to make an instant impact potential. Well, the corner should win the game.
Yeah, it should do. They shouldn't really come out of this corner now. Just get 2 players in there, kick the ball in the corner, just run the clock down, see it out. Milic there just had more energy than any other player on the pitch. Didn't really have any options in the box. Vecino had made a run into the centre of goal, but good defending from Cannavaro at the near post.
I think they'll take their time.
Well, I can't believe no one's gone close to the ball. Surely you've got to go close to the ball here and just keep it in there.
Finally, Milic is the one who's offering.
He's got to go closer.
15 seconds over the 5 minutes. The Fiorentina free kick.
Frustration from Ricci there, wasn't it? Just giving away the free kick, desperate to win the ball back.
The time added on here is for the substitution. And again, they shouldn't be playing this in. Fiorentina get a win. They remain unbeaten at home in Serie A, but it's better than that. A victory that, if you couple it with a win over Genoa on Thursday, would see them fly up the table, but Sassuolo were unfortunate. They outplayed Fiorentina in the first half. It was 2 goals of high quality from Nicola Kalinic that won La Viola the points, but they still have a lot of work to do. For Di Francesco, you feel, if he gets injured players back, and if they really start to find their way and get a little bit of luck, they'll be okay. Roma Milan is to come shortly. My thanks to Chris. Fiorentina with the victory. Until next time, see you soon.
This programme is sponsored by Bet365.
The devastating conflict in Syria has reached its worst point yet. Over 7 million children are in danger right now. Many have been hurt or seen family killed. These children fled their homes with nothing, and now they face a grave new threat. Winter is here. I've seen this crisis for myself. In freezing temperatures, children have no way of keeping warm. Without shelter and warm clothes, children will struggle to survive. Yet just £3 a month could help provide a child with thermal gloves and a hat, as well as other life-saving supplies. So please, text HAT to 70002 now to give £3 a month. UNICEF is on the ground supplying clean water, medicines and warm winter clothing. But as temperatures fall, more children will need our help. So please, text HAT to 70002 now to give £3 a month through your mobile phone to keep these children safe and warm.
So tell me what makes the Bet Victor accumulator so special then?
I could, but better that an art dealer does that for me.
Whether I'm putting together a collection of art or a selection of bets, I want to get the best possible price I can for them. Simple. Bet Victor are the only bookmaker that offer a price guarantee on 5-fold plus accumulators and pay the difference in cash if a leading bookmaker offered better odds. Exquisite.
2 midweek crackers on BT Sport. On Tuesday night, Everton take on Arsenal. And on Wednesday, Crystal Palace take on Man United. Everton, Arsenal and Crystal Palace, Man United. Exclusively live on BT Sport.
With the best of the weekend's action, our European football show is live at 6:30 on Sunday. That leads on to live action from the Liga as Monaco tackle Lyon on BT Sport 1, or live from Italy, Lazio play Fiorentina in the Serie A on BT Sport 3.
This programme is sponsored by Bet365.
Good evening everyone from the Stadio Olimpico in Rome, where Roma meet Milan in what could be such a signpost Serie A match. The pair of them on 32 points along with Napoli, 7 points behind Juve. Neither can afford to drop further off the pace, both in fine form. 7 wins in 10 for Roma, Milan unbeaten in 5. They are just about to kick off. Perfect time to join us, Nigel. Should be a good game this.
It should be an excellent game. Both these on the heels of Juventus, who had another good win at the weekend, but behind them, the likes of Napoli winning, the likes of Lazio winning as well. The pressure's on these two but they're both in great form, scoring lots of goals.
Paolo Silvio Maceleni is the referee, very, very experienced. Needs an experienced man for this game. There's the Roma side lining up. After drawing against Sastra Georgia on Thursday, the Europa League group already won. They revert to the team that beat Lazio 2-0 in the Capital Derby. They're unbeaten here in 19 league games over 30 months. No Totti tonight in the squad. We think it's going to be a back four with Bruno Perez playing on the right-hand side of midfield for Luciano Spalletti. Milan with 4 away wins in the last 6 matches, but none here since October 2011. They bring in the former Roma misfit Andrea Bertolucci for only his 2nd game of the campaign. That's their only change, replacing Jose Sosa. And we think there'll be a front three of Suso, Lapadula and Mbaye Niang. There's Vincenzo Montella, good player in his time, Chelsea Times cap player till he went to a World Cup with them. He was at Fulham for a little while. On paper, it looks as if Roma have the stronger side. Well, he's got 162 games in Serie A. He is experienced. Roma will kick us off and underway. God, talking about experience, how about him? Daniele De Rossi, 538 games for Roma, hometown club, and off go the home club. Attacking the goal to our left-hand side and drawing an immediate free kick. It's a well-balanced midfield. Perotti had a very good game. He's just drawn that free kick against Lazio. De Rossi playing his 28th game against Milan. He will take the free kick. Totti has played more games for Roma than him. Deep into the Milan penalty area. And Rudiger did well to get the cross back into the safe hands, the remarkable hands of Gianluigi Donnarumma, 17 years of age and already approaching 50 games for the club.
Yeah, it's amazing to see someone so young between the sticks, but fantastic that someone at 17 years of age has established himself as the #1. It's such a big club in Europe, you don't normally see that, but he's got all the attributes. He's got good hands, as you touched on, but really dominates his box with the size that he is in his presence.
Matalachi won that throw-in. 2 spells at Roma, though he didn't play a game. Started here in 2008, went away, came back from Genoa for 6 million. Yang, not strong enough, and Nainggolan certainly was the stronger. Here's Dzeko, gets the shot away. Donnarumma made sure he pushed it away. Strong hands from the man who became the youngest Serie A goalkeeper ever when he made his debut.
Brilliant play from Nainggolan, lays it out to Dzeko, and Dzeko's in such great form coming on that right foot. Just moves the ball to the right, away from the defender, hits it, that's going in. That's a good save, it is near post from Donnarumma.
Just joined us, Fiorentina have already beaten Sassuolo earlier, first of our games, by 2 goals to 1. We'll update you on the table a little bit later. He comes across then looking for Dzeko. In front of him was Enrico Fazio, the player who had such a dismal spell at Spurs, but is playing very well for Roma, where I don't think he has the constant physical battering that he had in the Premier League.
I think you're absolutely right. You've got to be switched on in the Premier League the whole of the 90 minutes, and Fazio didn't seem to have that concentration span. But he's rebuilt his career via Sevilla and then on here to Roma.
Romagnoli away to Niang. By Niang's cross into the middle, easily dealt with by Kostas Manolas, the Greek international. Steady season for him, the man who once turned down a move from AEK Athens to Everton. He loved AEK, only left them to go to Olympiacos because of the financial restraints at the club of his dreams, where his dad was a hero. Abate starting very high, the Milan captain. He's just dropping behind now. Let's see if he can give some support to Suso Sais, the former Liverpool player. There is Abate. De Rossi blocked in there by Manuel Locatelli into the youth team ranks. And Rudiger to Wojciech Szczesny. Perez. When he's right back, he plays as a right side midfield player, so it's not going to be a great change for him. And Perotti allowed to go a long, long way, and in the end blocked off. An uncompromising start by Gabriel Paletta.
Well, typical tackle from Paletta. The Argentine just comes across, blocks the man, but he gets a corner for this. Roma.
Tall figure of Edin Dzeko, 6'4", 5 goals in his last four. Hasn't actually scored in his last two, but he's in there. Hasn't scored against Milan in the past. Nainggolan in there. Perez will take this corner kick. Not full, very rarely is these days, but still lovely atmosphere inside the old ground. Cross curled away, and they're back.
Yeah, Fazio got up above everyone else, but couldn't direct his header on target. He actually headed it when he was coming back down over the top of the Donnarumma's goal. But it's been a good start from Roma.
There's the table. Look, Juve there on 39 points, and look at the concertina teams behind them. 1 point separating Roma, Milan, Napoli, Lazio, Atalanta just one win further back. But it's at this stage of the season that these two can't allow Juve to stretch that.
No, they can't. And also all those teams in and around them, as we just saw there, would prefer this match to be a draw, because it keeps everybody in the mix, and obviously for Juve that would keep them well above these two in the table. Gap 7 points at the moment from both of them, but if it's a draw tonight, obviously that go down to 6, and that's 2 games, but with a goal difference for Juve, which is so much more superior than the other two.
Romagnoli at the back, former Roma player. He was there for 3 years, played just 14 games in that time before moving on for £19 million. De Rossi's cross in, and out comes Donnarumma through a thick of players.
He did well there, the young goalkeeper, Donnarumma. He knew he was going to get clouted if he punches that. His momentum's going to take him into the defenders or the strikers coming in on it, but it's brave goalkeeping. He won it, got the free kick as well. It goes through Dzeko there, over the top. But that's brilliant goalkeeping. That's what you want from your goalkeeper when you're away from home. In a big match, you want him to come and dominate that 18-yard box, and if he's got the chance to really drive into one of those strikers or